I tell you guys what, I am very happy with our room placement. We're literally right next to the elevators and only 3 decks away from the AquaDome market. Absolutely perfect. Time for lunch at the AquaDome market. Alright, lunch has been served. I opted for a couple of things. I got a mac and cheese bowl with some brisket, and I got a Mediterranean bowl with some rice, some feta, some pork, and falafel. Don't want to have too much because we're going to have Izumi tonight. So, is it safe to say that the Nutella and banana crepe is like our favorite thing on board right now?
Probably.
Because this is our second one. It's so good. Oh my gosh. So I don't know if I pointed this out yesterday while we were in the AquaDome, but take a look at this. They have a wheel of death over here. That is insane. What do you mean no?
The wheel of death is the... You see at the Ren Fair where he runs on the top of the...
Oh, and the spinny thingy?
Yeah.
So then what the heck is this?
A ball.
You know? That do be a ball. You know, death globe, ball of death, I don't know. Either way, it's very dangerous, and you put the motorcycles in there and they do the thing, and it'll be really cool. We are scheduled to see this show tonight. Hopefully it does perform, because last night the first performance was canceled and they had a 10:45 performance. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll get here nice and early and we'll be able to get a good spot, but unless you're like on the very side of the theater, I think every spot is a good spot. But it is worth noting just how small this venue is. So make sure you get a reservation ahead of time to see these shows, because reservations will sell out and it's not always guaranteed that you'll be able to get a reservation once you get on board. So every time we come out of the elevator, we always have to do a quick check of Central Park to look for a floof. One of these days, I mean, hopefully today, we find a floof. We just want to see him, and then we're going to freak out. We're going to text the group, and then we're going to run over and give him lovin's. Her. It's a her. Sailors are her.
Stealer.
Stealer. Again, I tell you guys what, this girl has the best eyes ever. What the heck? The way she freaked out. Oh, he's wedged in there. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. What does it say? Hold up. Let's see. Grab a duck. Luck struck. That's so cool. Let's see. Star August 16th from North Carolina, the Boyds. Okay, so let it be known, we were expecting an evening turn-down service because the guy asked us, what do we want? And we said evening, but I guess he saw that we were gone and he was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and do it now. So we did get a towel animal. We weren't expecting a towel animal right now, so we already saw what it was, but it's a little demented.
He's real scary.
Just a little bit. It's the red eyes. It is the red eyes. Everything else is cute. It's a dog. But, yeah. Interesting. So we made it back up to the room, and we're just kind of chilling out on the balcony, and we're looking out at Utopia of the Seas, and we can see everyone else's balconies, and people who left their curtains open, we can see into their rooms, and you can see the room hosts going room to room and doing their turn-down service and stuff and making their little towel animals, so we can see everybody's individual towel animals.
We know what you got. It's no secret.
So it's just cool to see the different variations. Like, we see in one room a dog, just like we have, that's kind of laying down, and then right below it there's a dog that's on all fours, and then a couple rooms down there's a bunny. So it's just really amusing to us.
One of the ones up here is more flat. I can't tell what it is, but he's flat.
Ah. So yeah, if you don't want anybody looking into your room, before you leave, make sure you close your curtains. Otherwise, it's public space.
I'm also watching a man take a nap right now, so...
Where? Oh yeah, he is out. My man is zooted. So a couple things about the room that I want to note. Number one, I find the bed really comfy. I slept really well last night, and the pillows are great too. Coda, on the other hand, she wasn't that big of a fan of the bed. Any particular reason why?
The pillows don't hold form. So, like, head to bed. No fluff. I mean, they are fluffy, but doesn't matter. And while the bed is squishy, my back still hurt when I woke up.
Mm-hmm.
So it was still, like, firm. Like, it's comfy at first, but I woke up with my back hurting. I don't know. Maybe I slept weird. We can reevaluate. Yeah, so, I mean, to each their own when it comes to the bed. Also, something really cool that I want to point out is that they have a dedicated Back to the Future channel here on Star of the Seas, because Back to the Future the musical is like the main stage show on board.
So they just have all 3 movies playing on a loop, and that is awesome. Back to the Future trilogy, one of my favorite trilogies, if not my favorite trilogy of all time. They have it playing on loop. I love it. Now, when it comes to the bathroom, my only real complaint is the sink. It is a little too small and too shallow. I feel like my hands are too big, and I feel like my movement is limited, and also the counter space is pretty limited. Like, yeah, you have storage over here, which we have utilized, but like, I don't know. I just feel like on other cruise ships, especially like going from Margaritaville to here, Margaritaville, we had so much room for activities on that counter. Like, there's hardly anything here. So it's just little things, but overall, I'm enjoying it. So we made it down to deck 5 and we're on the jogging track. We know that there's a doggy rest area over here. For service dogs. We don't know if it's necessarily for Sailor, but it's a very real possibility that Sailor uses this area. So if we just hang out here long enough, eventually, in theory, we would see a dog. So we are going to get off the ship for just a little bit to go and get some exercise and explore Coco Cay. While Utopia is in, let's head on down. We got to take the escalators.
These are reversed from last night, too.
Oh yeah, we went down on that side.
So you can see red, don't go there. Green,
Yep.
go there. And it's different.
Very smart system. Now, I know we saw escalators on Allure of the Seas, but this still, like, blows my mind, just having escalators like this on a cruise ship. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Key? I don't know how you pronounce it, but you can see we are right next to Utopia of the Seas, which pulled in facing forward, and we backed ourselves in, so very interesting. I wonder how it's going to be in a couple of days when we're back with Icon. The current time is 3 p.m., and as you can see, we are a bunch of salmon swimming upstream. A lot of people are making their way back to the ships. I mean, to be fair, though, all aboard time is at 4 o'clock, so we're going to be off the ship for just a little bit, but I want to point out the hot air balloon is finally going. I don't think I've ever seen it up in the air before. And check this out, guys. Holy moly. 2 mega ships right next to each other. Star of the Seas and Utopia right there. I cannot wait to come back with Icon because hopefully they'll both be parked right next to each other, like facing backwards. So it'll be really cool to see. But this is our best look at the Star of the Seas logo right there. As far as weather is concerned, I don't think people could have asked for anything better other than maybe a lower temperature, because perfectly clear skies, little bit of cloud cover, nothing too crazy. The water is crystal clear. It's just hot, really, really hot. You can see right across the way over there, we have Great Stirrup Cay and the Norwegian Gem. That is Norwegian's private island. Check out the water, guys. I can't remember the last time I've seen it this clear. I mean, granted, this is like, what, my 3rd or 4th time here at Coco Cay, but still, this water's gorgeous today. Here's a look at the Oasis Lagoon right now. As you can see, it is still quite busy. Now, granted, Utopia of the Seas isn't scheduled to leave until about 5:30, so they do have a lot longer to spend out here, but yeah, it is plenty busy today. Holy moly. Can you guys see the iguana here? Look at that. Oh my gosh. Again, Coda has a really good eye. This thing was camouflaged.
I didn't realize we had this. I think it's the first we've seen.
There's another iguana over there. You're so bright. Oh my gosh. And then there's still this one who's chomping, having a little snack. I have never seen iguanas here before, and now we have 2. It's very common to see curly-tailed lizards, but not iguanas. That's wild.
That's part the little umbrella run from. That thing starts running at me. I'm out. It's gonna spit stuff and blind you.
So the reason why we got off the ship in the first place was because we found out we had a couple of friends on board Utopia of the Seas right next to us, so we wanted to meet up with them for just a little bit to say hi and chat before heading back on board Star of the Seas. I tell you guys what, it is so intimidating to be sandwiched in between these 2 mega ships. It really puts it into perspective just how massive these things are, especially with all the people down here. Good Lord. We just heard our horn, and with that, it is time to leave. Perfect day at Coco Cay. Look at all the guests out on their balconies right now, watching us sail away. It's a pretty big deal. Everyone's really excited to see the latest and greatest that Royal Caribbean has to offer. And I'm so happy to be on, like, the important boat for once. There is no way. Look at that sign down there. Some of the crew are holding a sign that says bye. Bye. It's like we're in a parade. Everyone's waving at us and we're waving back. It really is wild how close Great Stirrup Cay is to Coco Cay. Like, that is the gap right there. And I think that there are some excursions that take you from Coco Cay over to Stirrup Cay, like on kayaking. Like, they go to the far side of the island for kayaking and stuff, which is very interesting.
We should do that.
We should do that?
Yeah.
Remember the last time we kayaked?
We saw dolphins.
I was terrified.
We saw dolphins.
All right, we are all dressed up and ready for tonight's dinner, which is going to be Izumi in the park. As you guys can probably assume, it's in Central Park. We haven't been there yet on this cruise. I mean, we've only been here for a day, but let's go. Wow, check out this art piece over here on deck 8. Holy moly, this is interesting. It's definitely up for interpretation, but it's still really cool. Oh, yeah, they have little explanations over here.
Oh!
Did you not see the birds up there?
No. I'm 5'3".
Wow. I forget how much I adore Central Park. This place is always so awesome. It's like not really the quietest place in the world, but it's just got a relaxing vibe and I love it. Another dog. Where is Sailor? We demand a dog that is real and pettable. So we're getting closer to the opposite side of Central Park as we make our way towards the aft. But I want to point out the Pearl over here. In yesterday's video towards the end, I spoke about how you had a direct line of sight into Central Park from Pearl Cafe. And there you go. And from Central Park, you can see the ocean, which is fantastic. If you guys remember from our Allure of the Sea series, one of the biggest complaints that I had about Allure of the Seas was that despite its awesome size and how much I loved the ship, the biggest downfall is that there aren't enough places to view the ocean. And Icon class ships solve that problem by having plenty of massive windows and plenty of viewing areas to the open ocean, which is fantastic. So a recent development for Royal Caribbean is that they're trying to protect the plant life over here in Central Park, because you can see this is all soil. These are all real plants, which is awesome. But a lot of people keep hiding ducks in the plants and it's damaging them. So they have put up these signs all over saying, please help us protect the plants. This is a duck-free zone. Please don't hide ducks in Central Park. All right, we have made it to Izumi. It's not just Coda and I. We are here with the whole squad. We got everybody here. We are at a hibachi table. It has been a long time since we've done like a good hibachi Japanese dinner. This is going to be awesome. We've always wanted to do it with a group of friends and we finally have the opportunity. Let's go ahead and take a look at the menu. So we have our grill over here. It is already turned on. It is nice and warm. We have our starters over here, mixed green salad and vegetable fried rice. Here are the hibachi options. You have your classic and premiers. And then down here we have our desserts. Ooh, chocolate lava cake? Wait a second. That was really good on Jewel of the Seas. I remember that. And then on the back we have our rolls, sushi, and sashimi. You guys can go ahead and pause to read if you want to take a closer look. We have our chef's signature rolls. And then down here we have our sushi and sashimi. I'm definitely going to go for the chef's sushi selection. Something that I love that I'm sure you've noticed is the AC that's blowing on our feet.
Yeah, they were talking about the piggy coolers earlier.
For whatever reason, they're blowing air conditioning down at our legs, and I love that. I don't know why that's a thing. I guess to kind of counter the stove. That's awesome.
All right, Japanese warm up, only 20 seconds, not so fast.
It's dangerous if you see the spatula goes to you, just move your head. There you go. Japanese sexy dancer. Sorry, you made me show my type. Type. Whoa, reverse. When I was baby. 1 foot. There you go, huh? You want Japanese style? Don't worry, don't worry. Heart and onion. No mushroom, Arm a single leg. Arm a single leg. Put your hands up. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Rolling egg. Whoa. Spinning egg. Yeah. 1, 2. Higher. Oh, hey. Oh, it catch. Hey. His name is Ken. Ken Duck. Mama. Oh, sliding it. There you go. Time. Yeah. Whip. Give me some. Give me some. I love you, baby. It's quite alright. I love you, baby. No pressure. Open your mouth. 3, 2, 1. Whoops. Yay! Easy, 3, 2, 1. Easy. Second try. All right, one more.
It's going to you.
Behind my back.
Okay, so review of Izumi in the park. What do you think?
It was really good.
So good. It's wild how when you're in a restaurant like that, you completely forget that you're on a cruise ship. I felt like I was on land. I mean, it also doesn't help that we're turtle pacing through the water, but it was so good. A little bit more on the expensive side, especially if you're used to like your hometown hibachi restaurant. It was $70 a person, but we went for the $75 option with the steak and chicken. Everything was cooked to perfection. Everything tasted great. Our chef was amazing. Service was awesome, and the dessert,
So good.
the chocolate lava cake was
Wasn't as good as my one
amazing.
from last night, but it was still really good.
It was still fantastic. So overall, if you're interested in a family hibachi, style dinner, definitely check out Izumi in the park when you're here on Star of the Seas, or if they have hibachi on any Royal Caribbean cruise that you're on, make sure you go ahead and check it out. Just one thing to note is that if you are, prone to sensory issues and you get overloaded really easily,
There's a lot.
there's a lot going on, especially because there were 4 tables going on at the same time. So,
I want to say we counted 7 total.
really?
I don't know, I could be wrong. I want to say I heard that there were 7 tables.
There were a bunch of chefs doing their thing at the same time, and it was like kind of one after the other. So there was a solid 15-minute period there where it was loud, ting, 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 and it was really loud, and it's a small space too. So it can get overwhelming really easily. So just bear that in mind, but overall, still a fantastic time. So we have made it inside the AquaDome Theater for tonight's performance of Torque. This is the water show on board. On Oasis-class ships, you would typically see the Aqua Theater at the very back of the ship, but on the Icon class, you have the Aqua Theater in the very front of the ship, in the melon that we like to call it. So we're really excited for this show. Something to note is that the doors opened, they opened up seating just after 7:30, and the show isn't until 8:45. So if you guys want a good seat, make sure you get here early. We mentioned it earlier that seating in this theater is pretty limited, so reservations are 100% necessary. They are going to have a standby line available in case there are any open seats, but most likely if there are going to be open seats, they're going to be towards the front in the wet section. But either way, we're going to be chilling out here for a little bit and wait for the show to start. Coda has her old lady crochet bag over here to get some stuff done, and we're just gonna vibe. So we are 30 minutes prior to showtime, and this is how crowded the theater is already. Look at that, nothing but edge seats left on the corner over there. That is why reservations are required and necessary. Holy moly. So that just goes to show you that showing up 30 minutes prior to this show is not gonna cut it, because there are people who are showing up now who have reservations who are like, what the heck, where am I gonna sit? We got here like almost an hour before the show even started, so just bear that in mind if you're looking for the Aqua show. Okay, Torque. I definitely enjoyed that show a lot more than the one that we saw on Allure.
That one made me a little uncomfortable. I don't know why. The one on Allure made me a little uncomfortable.
But this one was nice. I mean, the theater itself isn't as big as what we had on Allure. I will say this show is still definitely in previews. There were aspects of the show that weren't ready, like the Ball of Death or Wheel of Death, whatever you call it, in the background. It's there. It's teasing us. We saw them testing it earlier, but it's just not ready to use for proper showtime yet. There were several technical aspects that weren't working. The two Kuka arms that were in the very front, those were underutilized, and you can tell that they were missing a couple of props that those arms were supposed to use. Other than that, it was a high-energy show. There were a couple of slower parts, but I feel like those balance out with the really high-energy parts. The music is really, really loud. The bass is really loud. There's a lot of strobe effects, so please make sure you guys are aware of that. But overall, it is still a fun show, and it is a great way to spend your evening here on Star of the Seas. And again, with time, this show will improve, and who knows, within the next month or so, it could be at its full total performance. It's a brand new ship. They're still practicing. There's still plenty of things to tweak and change, and as time progresses, things will change. But for right now, I really enjoyed it. You, on the other hand, I don't think you did.
It's all right. Like, again, it's a preview. We're lucky to have seen anything. I would have liked to have seen them use the high jump more than once.
Yeah, there was only one high jump. That's it, from the hole in the ceiling.
Highest jump, more than once. Like, even twice, I would have been like, all right, you know, the ladders are, we've watched them put them up and down now. They're taking out the harnesses that the divers have to use to get up there. But even a second jump, like, they could have been, you know, a minute, 30 seconds or less apart, but one singular person and a tech went up there. Yeah, there's some ironing out to do, but who knows? Maybe we'll do the Eastern Caribbean on the Star.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still
Like
trying to find.
intended.
I'm still trying to get us on an Eastern Caribbean itinerary, and we were supposed to be on an Eastern Caribbean with Star of the Seas in October, but these sailings came up. So, yeah, we'll definitely be back on Star at some point soon, and hopefully the show will be at its full capacity or potential. So, connected to the AquaDome Theater, we have a gift shop called Royal Bling, and this is probably one of the most insane gift shops I've ever seen. Let me show you why. And I'm not even talking about the floor. Look at how glittery that is. That's not what I'm trying to show you. I'm talking about this chalice right here. This chalice is worth $100,000. And what do you get for $100,000? Drink package unlimited for life. You purchase this, you will forever have the unlimited drink package on Royal Caribbean, which is insane. Holy moly. You have to be one dedicated person and one hardcore drinker in order to get this. I don't know if anybody has purchased this yet. I can try and find out, but it is very, very crazy. And of course the chalice isn't the only item that they have for sale here inside Royal Bling. Any and all really expensive Royal Caribbean branded merchandise you can get here. Okay, so I just got back to the room for the night and we have some more swag on the bed. Check this out. Oh my gosh, take a look at this. A Star of the Seas tote bag? What the heck? This is so cool. It's like a metallic color or something. It's like a clear plastic. You can see through it, but it's like orange. That is so cool. And it's got like good straps too. That's awesome. And then, what the heck is this? Oh my gosh, that is so cool. They're like towel holders for your chair or something, whatever else you want to use it for. But that is so cool. We got 4 of these. 2 per person. That is really cool. I love the free stuff. Also, we had heard earlier from someone who was walking by that they had their luggage stolen, or not really stolen, but missing. So they have this in the room. Finders should not be keepers. If you find luggage which does not belong to you, please contact guest services. Oh no. Yeah, we had heard someone on our floor was missing their luggage, so yikes. Hopefully that doesn't happen to us. But we also have our cruise compass for tomorrow, which is cool. So I was just about to turn in for the night when I looked out my balcony and I saw a cruise ship that is like right here. And you can barely see the Crown and Anchor logo, so that is a royal ship. And I went on Cruise Mapper and found out that this is in fact Freedom of the Seas. I'm actually very surprised that we are so close to each other. What in the world? Yeah, there you go. People on Freedom of the Seas probably wanted to look at Star, the new hotness. So that's really cool that we get to see each other like that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and with that, day 2 of our cruise on board the all-new Star of the Seas has come to an end. A little bit of a shorter video today, but we are, well, at least I am trying to recover from a long night of editing. Again, I was up until 4 a.m. editing that Embarkation Day video, so I really hope you guys enjoyed that video. But if you enjoyed today's, please help us out by leaving a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content from Star of the Seas in the very near future. I hope you are all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, and evening, and I will see you guys in the next video.